Currently, we are witnessing a number of significant developments concerning the SEC versus Ripple case. I keep asking you people to focus on a much greater problem that extends beyond the SEC, because a lot of what we are seeing from the SEC is nothing but noise. And we absolutely need to talk about it. However, there is also a much larger problem that you should be focusing on. We are obligated to address this matter. To put it simply, if you guys want to completely dominate this market, I am referring to the endeavor of ensuring that your long-term, your mid-term, and even your short-term objectives are being met inside this area. Your presence in the Discord server is required. You may find a whole free area as well as a complete premium section on my website, and both of these sections offer a great deal of value to the user. Even the guys who are on the sidelines, I don't disregard the free side of things. In there, we hold events on a weekly basis. Therefore, what are you guys waiting for? We are working on the portfolio. Join the free Discord server right away. You can find the links in the description that follows. To conclude, I would like to extend a warm welcome to the channel. This is Nick, my name. Those of you who are new to the channel, I hope that by the time you reach the conclusion of this video, you will have subscribed to the channel. As a result, if we take a quick glance at what James K. finally posted on X on the 4th, we can see that there is an update here. In a letter that was sent on August 7th, Ripple has requested that the monetary element of the judgment that was entered by the court be put on hold. Therefore, the request for a stay has been granted by the SEC in the year 2020, to be specific. Now, a lot of what we are seeing within this is probably something that a lot of you don't truly understand, and that's okay, because I don't understand either, since I am not a lawyer. As a matter of fact, I am receiving assistance from the actual attorneys who work in this field, such as Fred Rispoli, who, for instance, has published an excellent post concerning this matter. To be more precise, he published 3 posts. To begin, there is the update with the SEC versus Ripple. It would appear that the chances of an appeal have improved. A deal has been reached between Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission SE, in which 111% of the monetary judgment will be held in trust and will only be paid to the SEC on 30 days after the deadline for filing an appeal, or 2. After the conclusion of the appeal, there is no assurance that an appeal will be filed. Nevertheless, putting that amount of money in a trust is not something that is done until the SEC has been evasive to Ripple lawyers over whether or not it intends to fight the decision. Despite the fact that it is still possible that there will be no appeal, the probabilities have grown. Now, in addition to that, we also have over here, and this is an update about the post that James K. Falam made. Indeed, we have, would you kindly clarify this to me? Now, this is the explanation in its most basic form. We are prepared to prepare the check, Ripple. Are you going to file an appeal for this? You won't hear from us about the SEC. When you think about it, it's kind of like our entire policy toward cryptography. In the event that we pay you Ripple, we will collect all of the interest from you. If you appeal, we will prevail. The Securities and Exchange Commission, let us then enter a suitable stay order, and we will get back to you. To a large extent, that is what is taking place here. As we take a closer look at the situation, we can see that the SEC is, as is their customary practice, dragging their feet. The Southeastern Conference is taking a long-term approach and planning to keep this going for as long as they possibly can. When it comes to the Securities and Exchange Commission, this has been the topic of conversation regarding cryptocurrency for a very long time. They want to put a stop to it, they want to stop it, and they want to, stop it from further progressing, from continuing to flourish and expand. But the issue with that concept is that it is not slowing down outside of the United States. Inside the United States, they might slow it down, but outside of the United States, cryptocurrency is not being kept captive. In point of fact, each and every one of these countries is continuing to embrace it and is maintaining its forward momentum. MasterCard has only lately introduced a cryptocurrency debit card in Europe, which enables users to make purchases from more than 100 million retailers. As for the United States, what is going on? No growth, and nothing is happening in the United States. All that is taking place in the United States is a discussion about what the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC is doing in the legal process, and it is an assault on all fronts related to cryptocurrency. It's completely absurd. On the other hand, those who are sweating out over the possibility of an appeal being filed by Ripple against the SEC should not. The Securities and Exchange Commission SEC is suing exchanges and saying that many tokens as securities has significantly diminished the sting. These lawsuits are expected to be filed in 2026. Even if Ripple and XRP are unable to make it at this time, it is not because of the case brought by the SEC. Indeed, this is something that I would like each and every one of you to comprehend. When we take a closer look at Ripple and XRP, we can see that their success is not dependent on the actions taken by the SEC. In the event that they fail, regardless of whether Ripple fails as a corporation or XRP fails as a digital asset, it is no longer to blame the Securities and Exchange Commission. It is not the case. In my perspective, and I have stated this numerous times before, the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC has virtually no weight to their name anymore. With everything that the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC has been doing for the past 4 years since the beginning of this lawsuit against Ripple, it has not only been detrimental to the CC's reputation, but it has also really kind of lessened the sting, if you will. Just like Fred is saying here, because everything that the SEC does now is considered to be a joke. Everyone makes jokes about it. They are wholly unconcerned with the SEC. Now, the actions taken by the SEC carry no weight. Absolutely, if we were talking about the time period of 4 years ago, it used to be that I would say, yes, this is a cause for concern, but now it isn't. Now that we have a better understanding of the situation, I believe that we shouldn't be overly concerned about this particular issue too much. Certainly, is it going to be beneficial for institutional sales and other such things? Well, sure, it will. However, the first thing that we are looking forward to seeing is regulations concerning cryptocurrency in general. The most unfortunate aspect of this conflict is that it resulted in the squandering of billions of dollars in taxpayer funds. I didn't even mention the $15 billion in damages that were incurred by investors in XRP, and that estimate was based only on the news. In all honesty, we have no idea how much the damages actually amount to. Although Ripple paid more than $200 million in legal fees, it is important to consider the chances that were not taken advantage of. Imagine the amount of money that could have been secured with that $200 million if it had been used appropriately. This is not even taking into account the additional $100 million that the SEC is seeking as a fine penalty. On the other hand, I mentioned that the claim that this entire conflict was fought to protect investors is the most disheartening aspect of all of this. The United States Federal Reserve has issued a cease and desist order to United Texas Bank, which is favorable toward cryptocurrency, alleging severe inadequacies in the bank's risk management and compliance with anti-money laundering rules. This news comes alongside the fresh information that has been reported here. Regarding the Securities and Exchange Commission, this is precisely what we are looking at. Attempt to reach the choke point 2.0. It is still going on. This is still going on, and cryptography is still being targeted by attackers. Located down here, this is the origin of the problem. Originally published by Cointelegraph.